Welcome in everyone to another episode with the Second Chances. We're going to first start, as we always do, with our thank yous to Critical Role and to all of the artists that we use music from. Reliquary Records, Dungeon Glitch, Critical Role, Hunter Rogertson, and Borislav Slavov. Go and check out all of them on Spotify and wherever else you are able to stream music from. Last time, with the Second Chances, they had finally caught up to the person that seemed to, not who was behind the Aormaton kidnappings, but who definitely had a major hand in it. Major hand in it. It wasn't on purpose, but as the Second Chances found him, Roz had ran up on her horse and attempted to attack him. And found out that he was quite powerful and had 4 mechanized giant arms that he used to yank one of her arms off.
OFF off.
OFF off. The Second Chances fought and defeated him. Maeve was able to stop the runaway horses with the cart, and when they opened it, they found the Aormatons inside who had all been deactivated using a special device. When they removed this device, though, all of the Aormatons didn't seem to have their memories. They had very vague memories of the past. So you had all contacted Amu, which was a turtle that you had met when you first got to the Menagerie Coast, to see if he had the means to help you take these Aormatons to Aor's recollection to see if they could get help with their memory. And he had agreed to do so. Corey also went to, I think the plan was to apologize to Niles for all the false information that she had given him back in Port Damali. When she got into the dream to talk to him, though, she found out that he had been demoted at the Cobalt Soul Library and was in trouble for trying to push inaccurate information about the Fae, and as a result, the information that Maeve gave about their mission also was not believed, and he got into a bunch of trouble for it. And Corey was not looking forward to having a chat with Maeve about it. So where we're going to jump back in, it is nighttime. People are resting up, taking their long rests, etc. And Corey has just came out of the dream. Maeve, just roll a d20 for me.
Okay. I will say I only need 4 hours, so if that matters.
Sure.
Okay. That's a 10.
All right. Maeve is currently asleep right now. So, Corey, we'll say that Leaf and Roslyn are currently up on watch as you come out of your dream.
I think Corey just looks like so defeated and is just staring up into the night sky.
That is why this one believes that we should be planting apple seeds across the road everywhere we go. You believe this is this a good plan, Rosalind?
Rosalind is busy trying to practice a new fighting stance since her old one suddenly doesn't work. She does not respond to that question.
So, Corey, did you just want to wait till morning to chat with Maeve, or better yet, as time goes on, eventually Corey and Maeve are woken up for their watch.
All right.
I mean, if you don't want to tell her tonight, that's fine.
Up to you.
Yep, it's up to you.
No,
you can keep it a secret if you'd like to, for as long as you would like to.
I can be on watch.
Never
with you.
tell her.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding.
Gonna ride this out as long as I can.
How was your sleep, Maeve?
Do I need to make an insight check on that?
If you'd like
I
to.
mean, did it sound suspicious?
It's okay. She'll look over and she'll shrug. I mean, I'm pretty used to sleeping outside, so not much of a worry, but like to get into a town soon, I think. How about you?
Yeah. Oh, it was um okay.
Something wrong?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I
She
shift
will.
into changeling.
She'll just sit beside you. Just she's used to patiently waiting for people to talk.
Yeah, Maeve, I have to tell you something.
Okay.
And if it's okay, I just want to say everything that I have to say first. So, I guess I don't mess it up, or at least not more than I already have.
I guess I would say that Maeve is kind of frowning, but she'll nod. Okay. Go ahead.
I did something really bad. Um, when I was asleep, I tried to dream to Niles, and you know how we talked and how I said I was gonna, apologize and warn him and everything, but I guess he was just really excited and he already told the soul. And they didn't believe him about what I said about the Feywild and what you said about the portals. And the worst part of it is that they punished him for it and he was demoted. I ruined his career and a potential alliance with the soul. I apologized to him and I'm probably gonna go back and apologize again. I'm really sorry, Maeve. I wish I could say I didn't know what I was doing or that I was just trying to have fun, but really I was just taking out my frustrations out on someone who wasn't even just like a bystander. He was your friend too. I messed up. I'm messed up. And I don't want you to take that and think it's something that you have to help me with because you always shoulder our issues, my issues, and I broke your trust. That this is my fault, so it's my problem, and I promise I'm gonna do whatever I can to help Niles and fix what I did. I'm gonna work on myself and try to be the person that you think I am. You guys are my family, and I betrayed you. I just wanted to tell you all of that, and however you feel or whatever you think, I just want you to know that I'm gonna do everything I can to make up for what I did. That's it.
As you were talking, Maeve kept her, forced her mouth shut because she wanted to honor you, saying you need to say your piece. But her eyes kind of slowly go down and have trouble meeting yours. And once you're done, she shuts them for a moment, takes a deep breath, and when she looks...
Hold on 1 sec. Hold on. Sorry. Thank you, Zod. Fuck, stupid alerts. Appreciate it. No, that's not your fault. It should be turned off. I don't know why it plays. It's very frustrating. Let us know who you want those two inspos to go to. Sorry, continue, Maeve.
Okay. When she looks back up at you, I would describe her face as stony. She's trying to keep it in a certain position, and she says, "Thank you for telling me. I think I just need some space right now."
Yeah, of course. I'll just check the perimeter, and Corey flies off.
And yeah, she will sit there and try to use the watch as a distraction.
Okay. The rest of the night passes by uneventfully. Eventually, you all awake the next morning.
I know, Leo, you were going to talk to Roz. I have something to talk to you about real quick, if that's okay.
Yeah. I'm down for all of it.
In the morning, Mabel will approach you, Leo, and say, "Hey, can you take the cart with Roz and Corey today? I can take the horse you're using."
Yeah. Are you doing okay?
She kind of looks to the side and grits her teeth for a moment. "I'm not ready to answer that honestly, I think, right now, but thank you."
I'm here if you need me.
Thank you. Which horse did you have?
I think I had Indigo, didn't I? I can't remember.
Yes.
Yep, you had Indigo.
Okay, yep.
All right. Thank you. I'll take Indigo. And she's gonna quickly go off and attend to Indigo.
So, as everyone is getting prepped and prepared, saddling up the horses, putting out the campfire, etc., the tree, Leo, over by where you were resting and trancing for most of the night, begins to glow a solid sort of green light right down the center of the trunk, and you watch as the bark begins to stretch and creak and groan as it begins to open wide into a doorway, and you see familiar is the right term, you've only seen him the once, but you see a turtle walk out, a few birds perched up on his shoulders, the sort of old log kind of bag that he has, the strap slung around his shoulder with a family of possums kind of looking out the end of it. And he strolls out and kind of looks around for a moment, blinking a bit before he sees all of you and begins to saunter on over.
Mama, it's nice to see you.
I've never got to know a tree through scrying before. This opens up new possibilities. Greetings. Leaf.
What was your... How was your journey through the tree?
Brief. So, I can't do that again for another day.
So we need to stay around here for another day, or do you want to travel with us for a while?
No, I can travel.
Trying to think.
I'm not much of a horse rider, so if you have room in or on the wagon.
I think we could do the
I
wagon.
Suppose I could always just travel in a different form if that would be too much trouble.
I mean, whatever's comfortable with you. We have room on the cart with me, unless you want to ride the cart on your own. Or if you want to show us some of your wild animals, maybe teach Leaf some new wild shapes that he hasn't seen. That might be a good idea.
I imparted as much of my wisdom as I could the first time that we met.
Aw.
But whatever's more comfortable for you. I appreciate the help, Amma.
I will ride. And he slowly walks over to the wagon and starts trying to climb up it. Fails. Fails again.
Oh no.
I'll go over and help
Fails
him up into the
again.
cart.
Okay. Thank you. And you're able to lift him up. It looked a lot like, you see the videos of like the dogs trying to jump up into the chairs or on the couches, but like they can't quite make it because they can't like get enough push off of them. It was a lot like that.
I saw a picture of a bunny that had trouble jumping out of bed because it was too small.
Yep.
It made me so sad.
All
That
right.
made
So
me sad.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
With that, you are able to get on the road. The automatons all pile into the back of the wagon again. And you take off for a day's journey. Maeve Zana, who's normally up leading the front and kind of going up, sort of scouting ahead, doesn't this time and is usually no more than 30 feet from you, but doesn't make it seem like she's... Like, she doesn't want to
Checking on
crowd
me.
you, but is around just in case.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Maeve's not very good, I think, at hiding that something's bothering her, obviously, but she's trying to not, she's trying to not push on it right now while they're trying to focus on writing.
Corey, after a couple hours on the road, you hear Zana come through into your head. Is everything okay?
Popcorn ready, put up and stuff. And
Yeah,
Okay,
Corey's
it-
pretty
it
easy to read
shocks
as
them.
well.
yeah, just trying not to cry. And they, I think they kind of get spooked by the sudden noise and was like, yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm fine.
All right, well, if you want to talk to anyone, I'm sure any of us would listen.
I don't think Corey responds.
Okay. Leo, you also said that you wanted to talk to Roz for a moment as well.
Yeah, I can do it through our heads too.
Yep, that's fine. Or out loud. You can always call her over next to the cart. It's up to you.
Yeah,
I thought she was on the
either way.
cart.
I mean, today she'd probably be back on her horse.
Oh, okay.
She ain't gonna she's not gonna let losing an arm keep her down for more than 24 hours.
That's the only reason Maeve asked, because she thought she was going to sit between Corey and Roz again.
Gotcha.
That was why, yeah.
But yeah, I'll call her over towards the cart.
Yeah, she slows up the horse a little bit and pulls back.
There's not much I can say that'll make losing an arm any better. But what I am going to say is trying to brute force.
Did we lose Leo?
Oh, I thought it
Yeah.
was just me. I was like,
No,
oh shit.
I thought it was. I did too, because
No.
no one else is reacting. I'm like,
Yeah, I'm like,
oh god, I'm gonna.
Where did I lose? Where did I cut
Oh,
off?
sorry. All right.
Brute something.
Yeah, there's no use trying to brute something.
Oh, you're not going to be able to brute force your way through this experience. When we camp up tonight, let me help you point out some of your new what do you call it? God, why can't I think of the thing of it? Your
Like stances?
not stances, exploits. Where someone could actually hurt you now, since you can't shield from it. It's kind of like my expertise. let's teach you how to deal without having the arm. Instead of, like, trying to swing your way through it, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. When I was younger, my Aunt Triv taught me how to fence. I wasn't, I was lanky and awkward and clumsy, and I wasn't any good at it, so I really didn't stick with it. But that's what I'm trying to remind myself how to do right now, since it doesn't require two arms.
Is all this out louder in your heads?
In our heads, yeah. Well, if you're willing, like, I don't want to, like, do combat training. I just want to teach you where you need to actually, like, be mindful of, where you're going to be vulnerable. That's the word I was thinking of. Your vulnerabilities.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be good. I appreciate it. Yeah, sorry I went away from camp last night. I didn't want anyone to see. It was pretty embarrassing.
No worries. And it takes time. And we'll get this fixed, one way or another. Maybe even like a new mechanical arm. Something that you can...
Yeah. Yeah, we'll figure something out. I was thinking I would mention it to you also, but I was going to tell Maeve if, in the meantime, I mean, I'd be lying to say I'm even 50% right now, as I am. If you want someone else, I would try to pass them my tattoo if we can. But
we'll come to that when we need to. Let's just make sure you're 100% before we make that decision, though.
It's okay. Fucked up bad, huh?
You didn't fuck up. We didn't know what we were going into. And consequences happen when we don't do enough planning. That's on all of us. So don't shoulder this burden on your own.
Let's that go.
You still have your... No, yeah, I guess you don't.
Leaf is,
you still have a shoulder. Don't go that way.
I was going to say, you got one shoulder. It's fine.
Part of it.
No, the other shoulder.
Oh, yeah, the other one.
You have a full arm still.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, sorry.
She nods. Yeah, I'm, when I lost use of my arm I thought it was just this useless lump of meat, and I hated it. I feel like an idiot now. It was so weird swinging my sword and having nothing to counterbalance the weight with. I fell flat on my face.
Funny how the fates kind of have a subtle irony to them.
That they do.
But we'll make sure you don't fall on your face this next swing.
Thanks.
And
with that, she's gonna smile at you. I think I need to talk to Hermia.
And so yeah, you would definitely.
He's worried about you.
At some point during the day, that Hermia is making these sort of sad puppy dog eyes at you, but every time you kind of like look towards her, she seems to look away, embarrassed.
Pretend she wasn't looking at you.
Roz will hurry Reggie along then to catch up with Arabella. You don't have to look at me like that. I'm still alive.
I look at you. How? I wasn't. I'm sorry.
Okay. It's okay. Well, no, it sucks. There's not another word for it. Look, you were mentioning back there that you wanted to see if you could take a hit, and I'm here to tell you that's time to step up. I can't hold my shield anymore. I can't stand in the front and take the hits anymore. I've spent I spent my whole life learning how to be a shield, and now I have to learn how to be a sword instead. So I need you to be the shield. And, well, you've had my back since I got here, now I'll have yours.
Mia nods. Really, this is really awkward. I mean, like, 'cause I don't know what to say. If I'm gonna say the wrong thing and just be more awkward, but, and if this is super weird, I can shut up at any time. Just say the word. But, I mean, I still think you're pretty amazing, Roz. You actually are even more like, one of the characters in my favorite books. Now, they also lost an arm, but if anything, that made them even more badass. And, yeah, kind of had a crush on them growing up.
Her cheeks turn a deep shade of pink.
I mean, it's gonna be an adjustment, sure, but I think once you figure out, like, a new way of, like, fighting, then it's just you're gonna be even more awesome.
Thanks, Hermia. When you say it, I believe you.
Okay, good. Yeah, I mean, hey, you've helped me, like, train and all that. I'm more than willing to help you, too.
Nuts. I'm probably gonna need it.
I mean, we all need help every now and then, right?
Right.
I'm really glad that you're still with us. And, thinking about you not being with us makes me really sad.
Roz considers that for a moment and then kind of leans over and kisses Hermia's cheek.
Hermia almost falls off the horse.
Make a dex save, Hermia.
Oh no.
Thank you, Hermia. I appreciate that.
I think my dex is like only +1, but I got a 6.
Okay, the DC was 5. So yeah, Hermia
that's good.
has this moment of like she wants. You can tell she's happy, but also like it's a weird sort of embarrassment where she doesn't know what to do with herself,
and she
almost just
panics for a minute.
And almost just like walks off the side of her horse, but like realizes no, that would hurt. Don't do that, and kind of tries to shrug it off and look cool.
It does not look cool.
It does not look cool. No.
It looks cool to Roz.
There's something else that I've been meaning to tell you. Remember when we were at the Temple of the Raven Queen, and that guy was like talking to me and saying some really like deep and like kind of scary shit about, I guess the trial ahead and should I choose to take it and blah blah blah. He said it was gonna be hard. That, I mean, in the past that might have freaking scared me. And that part wasn't so scary, but when you said that I had to do it alone, I guess I guess I don't want to be away from you, if that makes sense at all. So
No,
I don't know if I can, if that's what it means, if that's what I have to give up.
well, I suppose we won't know until we find out what this trial is, but I did tell you that I don't intend on letting anyone from your home take you away. I suppose that can extend out to psychopompic deities as well. Fuck them.
I mean, statistically, they can't all be that bad.
That's true.
There's
That's
got to
true.
be at least one okay one.
Well, the Raven Queen in my world is not a bad deity. I mean, I don't
Yeah, we
particularly
don't really see her as bad either.
Yeah.
More so part of the cycle.
My uncle serves the Raven Queen. Very much so, in fact.
Really?
Yeah. He is her champion. He has a magic arm that carries souls from her. Yeah, he represented her in the Abyss.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. That was quite a role model to try to live up to. He's the one who taught me to sword fight.
Really? So did he fight with his arm and have a sword?
He blocked with his arm, I would say, which is not a fun thing to punch, incidentally.
No, I wouldn't think so.
No, I broke my arm, my knuckles on it the first time I ever punched him.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll be as cool as him.
She kind of starts laughing to herself at that notion, because she knows her Uncle Levick's quite well. Yeah. No, I think you will. I think you two would actually see eye to eye on a lot of things.
Really?
Yeah. Uncle Levick's was unique. A good man. That's for sure. Maybe, I don't know if I could rig it up some way that you could speak with him.
Well, I don't know. I mean, is he intimidating? He's a champion.
I would say that he is to enemies of the Raven Queen. He's quite intimidating.
Oh, I don't think that's me. I mean, I haven't done any necromancy that I am aware about.
Then he'll probably be pretty nice to you. He was always extremely kind to me. Except for when he was training me, in which case he was a dick.
I mean, you kind of have to be when you're training.
Yeah, he warned me ahead of time he would be. And he was.
My brother was the same way when we would train.
Family do be like that, huh?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I hope you... I know you can't really feel 100% better, but I hope you feel maybe just a little bit better.
He nods. I do. I feel like whether I solve the issue with my arm or not, at least I will have you.
Aw.
I'll be, yeah. I can act like you're your arm. You don't have to worry about your shield, because I'll be there. Hopefully it won't get knocked down, but, do my best.
Like I say, since I've got here, you've had my back in every fight we've been in. Now it's my turn. You take the hits, but I'll have your back.
Okay. Guess that means I gotta get some more, training in with Leaf and get hit some more. You hear that, Leaf?
As someone who only too recently gave a good example of this, remember that sometimes it's not about getting hit and getting back up. Dodging is just as good.
Well, yeah, I'll work on that too. But
I would focus on that.
I like sparring with Leaf because he's unpredictable. Can't really tell what he's gonna do. in a fight. Doesn't seem like he has any strategy up front, but I think like that's part of the plan, like in his mind.
Roz thinks back to the time she's seen Hermia and Leaf fight and just kind of opens her mouth to say something and then closes it again.
Hey, I think Leaf can surprise you.
Oh, I have no doubt that Leaf can surprise me. He
There's
proves
a
it every
method
day.
to his madness. I swear by it.
I believe you.
So as the two of you continue your chat, and the day moves on, Corey, you're
Leaf will
brooding.
ride forward and ride up to Roz, and in Roz's mind start to continue the conversation it was having. Apple trees normally take 4 to 8 years to reach fruit for maturity, but through the gifts of the Wild Mother, this one can expedite the process through many permutations over increasing the throughput of said
So
dramatically.
the rest of your day, Roz, is an interesting one as you try to carry on two conversations, one in your head and one out of your head. Corey, your brooding at one point becomes a bit harder to maintain as some of the animals on Amu begin to explore around the outside of the cart. And two of the baby possums climb their way up and crawl under your cloak to try and get some warmth from the winds that are blowing. And a few of the birds land up like on your head and just kind of start pecking and poking at your hood and your hair that's sticking out.
Possum look deeply into its eyes and starts bawling.
The possum also starts bawling. And you're both just kind of screaming at each other a little bit, and Amu kind of peeks his head up and goes, "Aw, there. There's nothing to be worried about." And just kind of reaches out and
Hermia in possum form.
pats the possum and then kind of pats you on the shoulder.
Thanks.
Is there anything you can cast on you?
What?
Emotions?
It's called, what level is
Did you say
calm
Ama motion?
No, I said calm emotions. I just
I think
had
that's
like.
second level.
But there should be
I
a spell called Ama Emotions.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
his
what he
version of
calls
it.
it.
It's
Yeah.
almost calm
you're
emotions.
just super chill.
I don't think that it's something that druids.
I don't think druids get
get.
calm emotions.
Yeah.
Do
It's
only
not.
clerics get that spell?
Maybe clerics and paladins. Let me see.
More than one does, but
Bard
anyway.
and cleric.
Bard and cleric.
As he pats you on the shoulder, though, he does cast Speak with Animals on you.
What is this?
So as he sits back down, the possum is just like, "I don't know why we're crying."
Oh,
It
is
oh
Hermia.
God, I'm sorry. I ruined everything. I messed everything up. Please stop crying, or I'm gonna keep crying.
Okay, well, if you stop crying, I'll stop crying.
I get it, because you're crying.
Okay. And it
Okay.
plays dead.
I killed it.
No, I'm playing dead. It's the only thing I know how to do besides cry.
Okay, good.
And you can have a chat with the possums if you want to for the next hour, I think.
Leo is sitting on the cart like, I'm never listening to Maeve again.
Is Corey on the cart with me?
Yeah, on
Yeah.
the
So-
cart. with
Yeah,
the
so this cart, the one that you're used to traveling with is basically like canvas covered. Because this one was, transporting people that granted were unconscious, still didn't want anyone getting in or out. So this has like a hardcover top. So Corey's just sort of sitting up on the roof with these two baby possums and these birds now, and they're all just crying. Just have a little cry party.
Yeah, I will send something up to Corey. It's like, is everything okay up there?
Wait, I think. Well, no, I can still speak. I just go. Yeah, it's fine. I hold up the possum. This is Timmy. Say hi, Timmy.
All you hear is a squeaking noise.
Hey, Timmy.
He says hi.
Oof.
Why are you crying?
Darling. What? Why aren't you crying?
Timmy says, but only you understand this, Corey. Because the world is pain.
Yeah, the world is pain to me.
Oh God. Why is the world pain right now?
And I think I'll like slump, like do a flip over the cart, and however it lands next to Leo is how I land.
Yep, you sort of land in between Leo and Amu.
I want you to know, Juxta just whispered me Leaf's whole spiel.
Great.
That's
So
what you
happy.
planned, Juxta. I'm proud of you and oddly weirded out.
You
I
know
know
all
we'll
he did
get
was Google it
inspiration
and
for
copy and
that.
paste it from Wikipedia.
I still
think
love
he
it.
gets inspiration for that.
The information.
Both.
Continue. Go ahead and continue, Leo.
I'll like pull Corey up so she's sitting. It's like, what is going on? Please tell me.
Uh, you ever just like hate yourself?
Every day?
Yeah. But not because like you're old though, because like you're a bad person.
Every
Yikes.
day?
Yeah, but you're not a bad person, Leo.
I was. And I'm trying to make up for it now. But I don't know if I can ever make up for it. But I've come to grips with that. I'll do what I can until my last living breath. That's the only way you can get through regret.
But what if it's like you can't stop being bad? Like, what if you keep trying and then you just. I don't know.
How old are you right now? Like, seriously, how old are you?
I'm 22. I'm 22, Leo.
She's
You are
not
not-
older than me.
Yeah, you are not older than Ross.
You've only lived a couple years in what I've experienced. Whatever trouble you've gotten into, I doubt has affected very many lives. And if it has, start thinking of ways you can actually fix it. Because that's the only way you can find peace in your heart. Don't try to look for other people's approval on this either, because their approval won't make that feeling go away either. You have to come to grips on it on your own. And however the way you actually reconcile that with yourself, be it anything really, to make yourself at peace, that's what you need to do. But don't think it alleviates the consequences. And always think of every action that you make going forward. Is this going to help somebody? Is this going to help me only? What am I doing with my decisions? Like, you have to start thinking about your decisions, because you're an adult now. If you're 22, you have responsibilities to other people. If you're a kid, you don't have those responsibilities. And what you're doing is trying to mix the both of them. And that's really hard growing up. And that's something you do when you turn 22. If you're 22. And I give a stern look to Corey.
Yeah. Well. Fine. Okay. Then I am sorry, Leo. I'm not 22. I lied. And I betrayed your trust. And I don't know how I can ever make up for it.
I mean, you could just tell me your age.
I honestly don't know.
That's interesting. We could figure that out if that's something you want to figure out.
I mean, I guess.
You know, we could ask Alma. He might be able to age people. I don't know.
He kind of turns and looks. After about the first 100 years, you kind of stop counting.
Well,
You
I'm
all
not
look
100.
like youngins to me.
I'm 200 years old, so that's probably like one blink for you, bud.
I think 2 or 3, maybe 4 for myself. Like I says, it all starts to blend together. I suppose we could do what they do for trees.
I don't think we should cut open Corey and count the rings. I don't think
What?
that's what that works for.
Wait, what?
You watch as this smile slowly spreads across his face. Ha ha. Ha ha. Ha ha.
He laughs like
Ha
Dave
ha.
does.
That was a joke.
That's Grandmaster Dad level joke. I love it.
So you continue.
You gotta teach me some.
You continue your journey for the day, and it is relatively uneventful. And eventually night comes so that you can set down camp once more. Where you currently are, you're finally out of... Whoops, why can't I grab that? Is the GM layer? Nope. Oh, that's why you're on the token layer. Out of Stilt Basin Pass and coming up around some of the outskirts of the Sirios Mountains here. So you have the high rising mountains off to your east and some more sort of gently rolling hills off to the west now and a few small pockets of trees here and there. It's a little bit colder than what you're used to here now that you're traveling kind of a bit more north and you have the wind sort of coming off of the mountains or depending on the direction it's blowing, gathering a lot of speed up off of the Lucidian and blowing inwards, but still nice clear weather, nice day. And as you all begin to set up camp for the night, the Aromatons all come back out and kind of, gather up themselves a little bit away from the campfire. Their memories still haven't came back yet, and you can sense there's sort of an uneasy trust. They kind of really have no option right now but to trust your, sort of brave the wilds themselves, but they seem to mostly be keeping to themselves. You watch as Amu goes and seems to be setting up a pretty... Oh, actually, no, I guess you wouldn't have to. It's only a 1-minute casting time. Begins to set up a ritual, and you watch as he sits down and begins to cast something, and the flora around him sort of rises, and it's almost like there's this energy that's like blowing up from the ground as there's this constant sort of medium speed sort of wind in this energy just sort of pulsing around him in like a 5-foot sort of radius as he sits on the ground and does something or other. But the rest of you set up your camp for the night. Anything that anyone wanted to do before nighttime came? Or you start your watches?
I don't think so. I think May's just gonna kind of go through emotions right now.
I'll go check on what Amma is doing.
Okay. As you walk over, he's just finishing up. And he stands back up. Ah, perfect time. Could you watch these for me? And he takes off the sort of hollow log that he has slung over his back that has the possum family in it, and he hands it to you.
Yeah. What you need me to hold on this for?
As you take it and kind of put it on, all of the other animals that are on him, the birds on his shoulder, they jump over and hop onto your shoulder. He puts a hand on your arm and kind of pats it, and there's like a few spiders and slugs that come out of his sleeves and like come onto you as well. And basically all the creatures that were on him have now gone over and onto you. I'm gonna go for a short walk with Leaf, if he'll come with me. And he walks away
Sounds
from
good.
you, leaving you holding all of these different creatures, and he comes up to you, Leaf. Leaf, would you like to go with me to find some food? I've communed with nature to find where all of the best naturally grown produce in this area is, so we could gather it for a small feast.
You find Leaf currently bent over with a satchel, and you find it was currently placing a bunch of seeds in the ground. It looks up as like,
Where did you get apple seeds?
He
created
just
them.
said seeds. He didn't say they were apples.
They're apple seeds. He's decided to do some apple thing tonight.
We do have oranges. Do those have seeds?
Anyway,
Sure they do.
would you like to accompany me?
Yes, that would be wonderful.
All right. So as Leaf and Amu head off away from the camp towards a small little outcropping of trees, Corey, do you have something you'd like to say to the group before you go back to your angsting?
We can't hear you if you're saying anything.
Yeah.
Hello?
There we
Now-
go.
Now we can
Now.
say we heard it and then it just went silent.
Everyone, I have a dream. One slot left for tonight. If anyone would like to partake, that is all.
Roz glances at Leo like, hey, I'm not particularly great at picking up on social cues, but
Yeah, I think there's something going on with Corey, and I don't know what. She won't say anything to me.
duly noted. You want me to ask if she wants to wrestle?
I don't know. She might need a big sister right now.
Can do.
I'll just stand there with the
As
animals.
Leo's just standing there
Yeah.
holding this log, and there's just like
Roz-
animals all over him, like Disney princess style.
Roz notably never got close enough for one of the animals to jump onto her. She'll go over and sit down next to where Corey's angsting.
Hi Roz, did you want a dream?
No, I don't think so. I've got enough to do in the waking hours right now. I gotta try and remember my fencing stances. I think I
Zana
remember
just
like
interjects
them.
really quick. If no one else wants it, I'll take it.
What are you gonna dream about?
It's none of your business.
I was actually just really curious. I'm sorry if that's so accusatory.
I think May would kind of look at her curiously and see if she wants to tell her.
It's none of your business
Sure,
either.
Zana.
What'd she say?
She says it's none of your business either.
Okay. She'd be like, she'll shrug and just go back to what she was doing.
So, what's new with you?
Corey sits up straight, pats their face. I messed up again, Roz.
Mhm. She looks at you. Me too.
No, you didn't. Hey. I did something really bad to one of Maeve's friends, and yeah.
That would explain her non-Maeve demeanor.
Yep.
Why is everybody acting so Zana today?
I know.
Something that you can't make right, or something you can make right?
I don't know. Maybe I think I can maybe help out her friend, maybe, but
Mhm.
I guess I don't know.
Mhm.
Maeve's upset, which she has every right to be.
Yeah.
I'm not denying that. Just I don't know. Leo was saying you just gotta stop thinking about yourself, and think about how your actions affect others. And
Mm.
I thought I was doing okay for a little bit there, and then
So
it's
you
like,
were.
yeah, and I just keep going completely the opposite way.
Mm.
And
Can I ask why you did that to Zana's friend? Or Maeve's friend? Sorry.
well, I wish I could say I just thought it would be funny. I mean, I did think it would be funny, and to be fair, it was funny in the moment. But I don't know. I just been just a lot of what we're dealing with, and parents, and then I say this in Roz's head. The friend I want you to meet.
Yeah.
And I mean, I could say, hey, I lost my magic, or I broke both my legs, and it still wouldn't excuse what I did. So
No. But it's good to understand why you did what you did. You're going through a lot. A lot, a lot. We all are. Some of us handle it by going out and picking a fight. Some of us handle it by planting a forest of apple trees. Some of us handle it by... I don't know what Maeve does, if I'm honest with you.
I wonder
yeah,
why.
I don't know either, and it's all my fault.
Yeah. I, I feel like I've got a lot of people saying there's nothing I can say that's going to make it any better, and what I feel like I have to say now. You do what you can to help the person you wronged. And Maeve needs time. She has to decide if she's going to forgive you. I think she will. I'm not sure she actually has it in her to hold a grudge forever. She's... Well, there's a reason that I would follow her to a war.
Do you like her too?
I mean, I slept with her once, but you know.
Oh God, that's right.
But no, her and she has her partners. I have my eyes elsewhere.
Yeah, I peeped that. That was it's pretty smooth.
You
Sure,
know,
you don't want a dream date?
maybe at some point. It was. Don't worry, that was a pity kiss. She let that one go for the missing arm. Listen, growing is never just an uphill thing. You go up, you come back down, you go up again. Do what you can to make it right. Give Maeve some time. Go talk to her again. All right?
Yeah, I know that you're not from our world, and I don't know how different it is, but when we went to the library, and I was hoping to find some stuff for my parents, and I did, and it was cool. I have a sister and a brother,
Oh,
apparently.
well.
But
In my world, my mom has spoke of, I guess, your parents. Assuming that's the same Titania.
I and we were talking to her friend, and in the books it just says that Fey creatures are just, and I think they're being polite, chaotic by nature. And I really thought that I was okay being who I am, but it just feels like this, pointing at my body. I think it's just like if I don't fix it, then I'm just gonna keep hurting everybody.
So am I to understand then that Corey Larest is going to let a book in a stuffy library tell them who they are?
No, but it's not just the book. It's what I did to Maeve. It's what I did to her friend. It's what I did to you guys when I thought I could be cool like Zana and then just ran off. It's me killing my best friend and never being able to make up for that.
Roz.
So did Mom.
Roz puts an arm around you, which is saying a lot given her shortage of them. But she puts her arm around you. You can let it out. It's okay. I won't judge.
Okay. I've always hated being a changeling. I've always hated how my life started the way that it did. And as much as it feels good to be here and to be a hero with you guys, it's like I can't let go of those things, and it'll just come back, and either I'll be dead or I'll hurt someone else again. And I'm sorry.
No. Corey, I'd love to tell you that there's a switch you're going to flip or you're going to figure out some divine mantra that's just going to let you move on from everything, but it don't work like that, kid. I'm still defined by who I grew up as. I'm still defined by the little girl watching her parents die of an illness on a bed still defined by being alone in an orphanage and by what the kindnesses my family showed me. That made me into who I am, and I'm still operating on those things that I learned then. We learn to manage our upbringing. We don't get to just shut it off. We just learn to deal with it. We learn to let it become part of us and learn to manage the worst of it and embrace the best of it. That's growing up.
I think Corey looks straight at you, Roz. And yeah, can I tell you something, Roz?
Yes, you can.
I've been lying. There is someone in my box. And it's not just powers and stuff that he gives me.
I know.
No, I stand up. Because even now, if I get those items, those last few items, Roz, I could send you back home. I could bring you back. And that's what I wanted to do when I thought I was fine, but now I just I just want to be someone who's not this. See what I mean? No matter what, it's just like I can't help but just do things for myself and just. I'm sorry, Gil. I'm sorry, Ross.
You don't owe me an apology for that. I'm not. If I choose to go home, I'll find a way. That you would think to offer such a kindness means the world, but I've seen you bring Leaf back from the dead. Seen you stand with us when everything looked hopeless. I've seen you fight with us. You have more selflessness in you than you even know. But it's been buried under something. Something has caused you to see this nasty version of yourself in the mirror. And that's not what any of us see. See someone who needs help. We all need help. I need help right now.
I'm sorry, Roz. I'm being so selfish, and you
No.
literally.
You're not. I'm telling you. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to need help. That's what we're here for. And if you have a moment where you feel like you're struggling and you need to lash out in some way, tell us that. Let us know. Let us help you. We're a family. All of us. All 7 of us. Family fights sometimes. Believe me, I know. It's okay. Because at the end of the day, when we all wake up in the morning, we're all going to be here for each other still. Maeve's mad at you. Sure. But if you were in danger right now, you don't think she'd be among the first here to help? She would be. Or she's not the person I think she is.
Yeah.
All right. She hugs Corey. I am gonna go see if I remember how to fence.
Meanwhile,
Oh.
Leaf, you and Amu make your way out towards the forest, finding some berries here and there, some fruit in some of the trees, some root vegetables. It's mostly a little bit in silence at first. So, Leaf, last we met, you told me that you follow the ways of the Wild Mother.
That is correct.
So you believe in life.
Yes.
What do you see here that's alive?
Leaf just looks around at the forest and says, there is plant life, there is trees, there is birds, there is life all around us.
Even though they can't see, they can't talk.
Yes. Plants are living. They may not be creatures, but they are living things.
He nods.
What are you trying to get at, Amu?
There was something that I sensed in you when we first met. A doubt or a longing for something that, while you have grown, clearly it's still there. I just wonder if you see yourself the same way you see the trees in the plant life, or if you still look at yourself as something that was created. He taps you on the chest. This one is he taps you on the chest as you're like trying to formulate words and says, this one is living just as much as anything else in the forest.
This one was created, but perhaps through the gifts of the Earth Mother, it was born into something more than what its brethren could ever be.
Creation is a gift of the Earth Mother, and we were all created by mothers and fathers, or sometimes more than that. And even though you may be made of sturdier stuff than the rest of us, metals like copper, iron, and other ores are just the lifeblood of mountains.
That is true. If this one is alive and a living being, just like you or any of the other second chances, then it owes its life to the Earth Mother, which is why I follow in the Earth Mother.
Picks up a nice-looking walking stick and kind of checks the sturdiness of it. It's a natural 20. Bops you in the head with it for 2 damage.
Ow.
Ah. Tools don't feel pain. All right, let's get this food back to the to everyone else, and I'll make a mean potato and strawberry stew.
That sounds gross.
You've never tried it, you don't know.
I don't have
Sounds
to.
Leaf
gross.
walks.
It
Leaf
sounds like
walks over.
someone's pregnant, to be honest.
I've never had a mayonnaise milkshake either, but I know I don't want one.
It's too much mayonnaise.
Leaf walks over to a tree and looks up and uses its hand and like tendrils up and grabs an apple and places it and says, "This will go well with the stew."
All right. Was there anything else that anyone wanted to potentially do tonight?
Ross wants to take a watch with Maeve if it's possible.
Okay. Just so you know, the stew is actually pretty good. It just
No, it's not.
it?
look, it's potato stew, but it just has like this slight sweetness to it is all. Yeah, it is.
Don't tell me how to feel.
The DM, that's my job.
Hold on.
Roll for
What?
stew.
Well, guess what?
Roll
It
for
tastes
stew.
it tastes good. It's up to you if you think that that's nice or not. Maybe it has a weird mouth feel and you don't like it. I don't know, but it tastes good.
Like
Yeah, it tastes
okra
good.
where it makes it all slimy and shit. No.
It tastes good.
All right, you rolled a nat 20 on it? Fine. All right, you have stumbled upon some weird culinary miracle.
Like if Roz wants to lean over to Maeve and be like, "This is really good," but there's no fucking way I'm telling him that. That's fine.
Yeah. Ah, yes. The flavor I'm always looking forward for with my potatoes. Tartness.
Is that the same thing like those hot dogs in the Abyss from Campaign 2?
We don't need
Why'd
to talk
you
about the
remind
Abyss
me of
hot dogs.
those?
Oh, God.
Glad I don't have that memory to go back to.
Yeah, it's not great. Even Evelyn was there for that one.
Cora, you said you wanted to find some time away from everyone to pop in. Ooh, excuse me, and talk to Gil.
Yeah.
Okay. So at some point when everyone's having mixed and surprising reactions to Amu's stew, you manage to slip away and pop into your box, and just like the last few times, you know, you're not sure what to expect. Maybe there's part of you that's hoping that Gil's gone back to his usual self and he's doing something crazy and random, but it's still just that sort of dark, strangely lit void. And after a few more seconds, he walks out of the darkness. Corey, it's good to see you again. What can I help with?
Insight check.
Make an insight check.
Not bad. That is just an 18.
Okay. He's kind of difficult to read. He seems worried, I would say, is the reading that you get off of him.
You're not upset?
Wouldn't do me any good, would it?
Yeah, I guess it wouldn't.
Plus, you said you
I,
wanted her to meet me, so she's gonna find out sooner or later.
Yeah. Can you, Gail, what do you really think of me?
I think that you are scared a lot of the time, and So am I, if I'm going to be honest. I think that we both wish we had more control over a lot of things in our life. But I think that there is a strength in what we've managed to endure throughout our lives, and that together, that strength is multiplied. If it wasn't for you, I would still be in that shop, sitting on a dusty shelf, watching strangers walk by. And if it wasn't for me, you would still be back in Nicodranus doing who knows what. We're where we are because of each other.
That's really nice, Gil. I'm not gonna lie, I'm hoping you would yell at me.
You wanted me to yell at you?
A little bit, yeah. Yeah.
About
Some.
about saying my name?
Yeah.
Well, you were gonna. You wanted me to meet her anyway, so. I wasn't gonna yell at you about that thing you did, little halfling. I thought it was hilarious, personally.
Even if I told her about the wishes?
I mean, you made a wish in front of them. If they weren't able to figure it out, I'm sorry, they're idiots.
Please don't say that.
Fine.
Well,
Do you want to know what
Sorry.
will really happen if you bring me that dragon's claw and that phoenix feather?
What do you mean? What'll really happen?
Well, I promise to give you a wish for each item you brought me. And historically, after you make 3 wishes, the, genie vanishes or it's useless to you. If I get the claw and the phoenix feather, then I will be free of here. I'd be able to go out there with you and, travel around and we could do stuff together instead of just watching from in here.
Wait, are you serious, Cal?
He nods.
Why have you never told me that?
Because I was afraid that if you knew the truth that you wouldn't want to do that because you think that everyone leaves you and that you would be afraid that I would leave you, so you would just keep me here in my little prison.
Yeah. I guess that's fair. Well, I suck. I'm sorry. I wish I had known I was taking it much more seriously.
Well, you've still got time. I'm not going anywhere.
How would you... I know we just talked about Roz, but if I'm being honest, girl, I don't want to keep lying to them, any of them, and I know that you're scared, but
You just want
They're
to bring
my
all of them
family.
in one go, don't you?
Kind of do. Maybe we could throw a housewarming party or something.
Fine. But if they get crazy, I'm throwing them all into the astral plane.
You can do that?
You don't know that I can't.
I guess that's true. Wow. Okay. Awesome. Cool. Then I have to fix things with May first. Do you have any ideas? I don't know. Oh god. Oh, hello?
Yeah.
No, I have no ideas. I am bad with people.
I guess that makes the both of us. Thanks, Gil. I give Gil a hug.
Oh, all right. He gives you like an awkward pat on the back.
And I'll pop on out and give Sana her mystery dream.
Okay. So Rosalind and Maeve, you two wanted to take watch together.
Yeah.
Did anyone else specifically want to take a watch with anyone to have any sort of chats? All right.
Or are we randomly assigning?
Nope.
Do one with Corey.
Okay. Hermia and Corey. So Rosalind and Maeve, you take your first watch with one another.
Maeve will offer to scout around if you want to stay in the camp.
No, I wanted to talk to you.
Oh, very well. She'll sit beside you.
She's been practicing throughout the evening. It is awkward watching someone trying to fence with a long sword. Usually it is done with a much smaller, much lighter blade. But she's getting it a little at a time.
Mm-hmm.
But she eventually comes and she sits down next to you.
You are improving. I know it's probably not as fast as you'd like it to be, but...
Oh, I don't know that it could be as fast as I like it to be. So, Corey fucked up.
She grimaces and looks away. Ah, well, I am glad that you were there for her for that.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I only got bits and pieces, but sounds like maybe they did something that kind of screwed things up for boyfriend? Just friend? Sorry,
Funny, I had this talk with Corey too when we were there. I wish people understood that even if I am open with relationships, friendships are just as important to me.
I believe that.
Apologies, I am stern, I think.
No,
But
I get that.
yes, well, when we were there, Corey wanted to play a trick about spreading false information on the Feywilds. I was not in favor of this idea, but they went ahead. I eventually stopped them. Niles is a curious, trusting person. I tried to tell Niles also about our journey. It sounds like because he led with the false Fey information, the Cobalt Soul did not believe him about what we've been doing.
Bummer.
So they are not currently a contact, and Niles has been demoted. She kind of gives a big sigh and just kind of stares at her hands as she fidgets with them, trying to keep herself perfectly still.
That sucks.
Yeah. It does. I told Corey I needed space.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair. They betrayed your trust pretty hard, I'd say. And it probably doesn't feel any better that you were there in the moment and you took a leap of faith trusting your friend that bit you in the ass.
She bites her lip for a moment as she stares at the campfire. I've thought some pretty terrible things about it.
Yeah, there's no wound that bites quite as deep as betrayal, I don't think. I can think of one that comes close, but it's not relevant right now.
We have to work together. We are all in this.
Of course.
I don't know. I tried so hard, I thought, to show that I believed in them. And there's this small, dark part of me that wonders if it was foolish of me. Which is cruel and not something I want Corey to worry about.
Do you think that that's actually what it is, or do you think that you're hurting and that's making you lash out a little?
That's just it, though. I can't lash out
Why not?
because we have a job to do.
Oh,
And I have a job to do.
that's fair. That's fair. We all have a job to do, so we can't be people anymore.
Kind of grits her teeth a bit. I don't want to slow us down because I'm having issues. Usually I can find ways to hold it together.
Of course. You don't want to be like me when I got myself beaten up because I was struggling.
She kind of looks up at you and winces a little bit. Well, that wouldn't be quite what I would do, I think.
No, of course not. But it's the same principle.
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying we don't know when or where the next portal's going to open. I'm saying we're the only ones who can close them, and the world is on our shoulders. So if we break down because we're bottling everything up, we're no good to anyone. Hey, while we were getting drunk in a bar in Trostenwald, people were dying in a giant cave in the Wu Yun Gates. And if we hadn't spent that night there, we could have gotten there sooner and we could have saved more people. Or we die from exhaustion. We're not our best and we lose. We have to take care of ourselves, our bodies and our minds. And it sucks to think that maybe while we're doing that, someone else out there is suffering, but that's life. Trust me, I've struggled with it. I know. I ran up on that guy before I knew what he was capable of, and I lost my arm. And because of that, I may not be able to help someone that I could have otherwise. But we don't know that. You need to hurt. Hurt. It's okay.
Thank you. It just kind of feels like, I don't know. Let me try that again. I think what's frustrating is I am trying piece by piece to not feel like it's all, for whatever reason, up to me. I think I'm used to doing things that way. But I don't want this, whatever's happening between Corey and I, to cause worse issues for everyone else. I wish I didn't have to hurt for something like this. I wish I could be endlessly patient and forgiving and just move on.
Yeah. But that's not how people work. We have feelings. We have emotions. We have a 6-pound mass of sludge between our ears that tells us everything about our world, and it does its best, but sometimes it sucks at it.
Yeah, it does. Likes to say a lot of mean things sometimes.
About ourselves and about others.
Yeah.
And all we can do is remind it that it's wrong. Corey feels terrible about what they did.
I know.
And they're going to try to make it right.
I know that too. And I guess that's why I feel guilty, because I know they feel that way. I still feel mad.
And that's okay too. It's okay to be mad for a while.
She
Luster nuzzles up next to you, Maeve.
Thanks, Luster. My emotional support animal.
And
she'll
then, oddly, a saddle begins to move and scooch up and nuzzles up next to you on the other side. And you notice 2 big yellow eyes on it.
I look at it.
It's Princess.
Oh! Thank you. I was so confused for a second because I thought you were trying to explain there was an animal with a saddle. So I was like, what?
Nope, just one of the saddles from the horses.
Thanks, Princess. She takes kind of the heel of her hand and starts wiping at her eyes, as she's trying to remain calm despite tears coming out.
Hey, why don't you march about, I don't know, 500 feet straight that way, and I'll keep watch while you go let out whatever you need to.
Unlike a lot of you, it will not be loud. But thank you. She will.
Don't worry about it. I could keep an eye on this camp with one hand behind my back.
Both of you roll a perception check for me.
Wow.
Okay, so this is where I have to tell you that was kind of Roz bullshitting her perception.
Oh, I'm
sucks.
100% aware.
Okay,
25.
Nat 20 for a 21.
Nice.
Okay. In that case, let me actually see what the bonuses are, and I'll decide if I want to give it to you for the nat 20 or not, or if it's impossible. You do see it coming, Roz. Maeve, you see her actually roll over and pick up a pebble, but Roz, you unfortunately don't see it till it's too late. But a little pebble bounces off of your head, and then Zana turns back over. Keep watch.
Hell? Huh?
She's better at watch than you are.
I'll be fine, Roz.
I saw it coming. No.
Zana, you've got a dream spell to use.
You better sleep lightly tonight.
You couldn't sneak
All right,
up on
let's
Zana.
not. What'd you say?
I said she couldn't sneak up on Zana.
Too fast.
Zana's got a dagger of warning, so.
She'll smile to Roz. I'd rather wait till we're in town, but thank you.
But of course.
And you? Your arm?
Yeah, I think it's gonna hurt for a while too.
That makes sense.
I don't know what'll become of it. Hopefully, I can get it fixed or at least get a replacement, something that'll let me eventually use my sword properly. I
Mhm.
might be able to use this as a foil well enough to get by, but not the next time we see a portal open.
I understand. Well, I think it'll be easier once we can actually talk to people, or maybe once we're not on the road and we can kind of come up with some ideas between all of us.
Yeah, I'll need to see a doctor and get this, properly sewn up.
Right, for sure. Something
Raz,
on your mind?
you hear in your head from Zana, when we get to Gwardan, we'll make sure she finds some time.
Zana hears back. Good.
All right, so as
Something.
your
Oh, I didn't know if there was something else on your
Oh.
mind.
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
So as your watch comes to an end,
Yep.
before you wake up Corey and Hermia, Corey, what do you think that your dreams are filled with tonight?
I probably dream about OG Kieran.
OG Kieran? Okay. So as your dreams are kind of a collage of moments with the original Kieran, mostly focusing on the connection you had, the good times, and it seems like every time it gets close to showing the negative aspects, the scarier aspects of it, you seem to be whisked away from them. And at some point in your dreams, you find yourself walking down the back alleys of Nicodranus. And you see this man kind of steps out of nowhere, wearing a getup kind of very similar to Balthazar's. Just seems to be a human, though. Doesn't look like Roy. Has this big top hat, a monocle, this long staff, and goes, "Why, hello there, my young liege. You're just in time for a special show we're putting on. Free of charge. Care to come and take a look?" And motions towards the building next to you, and there's a door leading into a empty theater.
Am I my young self or am I myself?
You're yourself.
Yeah, I think Corey would just follow in.
Right this way, right this way. And they lead you further in and sit you down right in the middle. You look around, there's no one else in here. You find that there are a bunch of concessions laid out in front of you. Some candies, some popcorns, a Lucky Kieran. Wait just a moment and the show will soon begin. And he vanishes.
Can I insult?
Sure, go for it.
Spend an inspo. Better. 18.
18. With an 18 insight, what exactly are you trying to look for, trying to glean?
Well, I guess it's not any of my usual dreams, and I don't normally dream about something like this. Like most of the time, it's like I'm giving a show, like the old days.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like, huh, this is weird. This is new.
It
So I'm
is
just
weird
like-
and it is new. I would say that with an 18, you definitely get a read on the fact that this isn't like a usual thing, and you're not really sure yet, I guess, where this is coming from or like where this is stemming from. And as you're kind of taking in some of that information, the curtains part, and you see that whatever this show is, it's set up, it's a puppet show. And it says The Adventures of a Hero. And you're shown this sort of montage, and it's weird being that it's a dream, that every time one of them starts, you're actually pulled back out of the theater and you're living that more as like a memory, but sort of like from third person, like the way some dreams are where you watch it happening yourself.
Right.
And you see yourself as Kieran in By Say Tile stopping an assassin in their first attempt to try and assassinate a political figure. You see yourself in Allfield, fighting off gnolls and protecting village people with Balthazar. You see yourself in Nicodranus, aboard 2 dueling ships, cannons firing back and forth, swooping around like Peter Pan, down in the bottom of the ship, comforting that little girl when Leo couldn't, whisking her away to safety, delivering her back to her family. You start to see all of these little moments, wishing Leaf back to life. You see yourself standing up to a big, scary assassin who you know could probably take your head off with one shot because you thought she had abandoned you and your friends. You see all these little ways that you've been a rock for the people around you, that you've been a hero, despite the faults that you think you see in yourself. And eventually you find yourself back in that theater again. Nothing on the stage. No one else around, left with whatever those thoughts stir within you before you are gently roused awake by Rosalind for your watch.
Someone got sent a nice dream.
I wonder from who.
Oh no, what are you talking about? I just
Oh
had a
no,
dream.
goodness.
Jeez, Corey blaming dreams on people now.
Yeah.
So, Hermia and Corey, you are woken up for your watch.
I just kind of like stares at Corey. Hi.
Hey, distractedly look over at Zana.
Someone's sleeping.
Yeah, sleeping.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, lots happening. Congratulations, first of all. I know I didn't show, excitement over that, but that was pretty big.
For what? Why are you congratulating me?
Corey turns in. No, I won't. Corey turns into the fawn form, and goes, excuse me? Please tell me you didn't already forget.
Forget what? What?
Really?
What?
Come on, everyone saw it.
Saw what?
Ross kissed you, girl.
Oh, Hermia turns beet red. Yeah, she did.
Yeah, she did.
I was saying some pretty corny stuff, so I guess she felt bad.
So are you guys in love now?
I mean,
do you want a dream spell? I didn't use my second one. If you guys want.
Oh my. I don't know if I am ready for a Mave-rated dream spell.
A Mave-rated dream.
Mave-rated?
The fuck?
I'm using that from now on.
It's just some inside joke in my head. You
okay.
know, she's always having like her dream dates with her.
I know her boyfriend dreams, boyfriend stone.
Yeah.
Now girlfriend dreams.
So I just call them Mave-rated dreams because they're probably pretty saucy.
Well,
she did it one time with Galen.
Look, because Maeve explained to me just 'cause, she's open about that stuff, you know, maybe it's not something to poke at all the time. I know I've been doing all the poking, so I'm done. But
I
in
mean,
her
Maeve did a
defense,
little. Maeve got poked a little bit, so.
Ew!
I
oh
should.
my god.
Get out of here!
Disadvantage. I am giving you disadvantage, DM.
Holy
That
fuck!
was
On
All
behalf
right,
of Maeve.
all right, all right. I want to hear Corey's point. I like this point.
I like where this is going. Shut up.
Exactly.
Go to sleep, Sana. Um.
That was just the DM,
So.
by the way. That was a disembodied voice saying that.
Well,
Mhm,
it's
sure.
even more terrible.
So it's not always something like just because people have like different ways of like loving others or even sharing it doesn't mean that it's always like the punchline, you know?
Hmm.
So I know that I've been the main perpetrator of those jokes. So I am trying to do away with that ignorance and try to educate others in the meantime.
And you said you're a bad person. You're not, by the way.
Did you hear?
I'm sorry. Okay, that's why I was looking
Oh,
at you. I
God.
didn't mean to like eavesdrop. I can't help it. I was
No,
worried.
no, it's okay. I appreciate it. Just, I don't know. I really messed up with Maeve, and she's mad at me, and uh, I can't Corey my way out of this one. You know, um,
You can't rush someone to forgive you.
I know,
You
and
can
I'm not.
only leave them room to like, I guess recover from it. And I'm sure she will. But sometimes people just need to, I guess, be mad. 'Cause, like,
Yeah, and
it was like a shitty thing, like you said. But I think Maeve knows that like just because you did something that was bad doesn't mean like you're a bad person.
yeah, and everyone's been telling me that, and I really appreciate it. But I think at the same time, I just need to act like a good person. I can't just,
That's fair.
I guess, be okay and say, well, Corey, you're good deep down somewhere in that mess, and
Maybe not as far deep down as you think.
yeah. But I may have, well, no, I will have some good news in the future, but I need to really need to fix things up with Maeve's friend. Or well, and I kind of give Hermia the rundown. And it was so funny because like he was just eating it up. Like he didn't ask for citations, references, other sources, or anything like that. So I was like, well, I mean, I'm gonna keep going because
I think
you seems to be
like
loving it.
I personally find the idea very entertaining, and I'll take notes for next time I have to go meet with a stuffy librarian who's irritating. But I think like the key thing is that I mean the guy sounds pretty trusting, a little bit too trusting, you know?
Yeah, but it wasn't like I was a stranger. It was like it's because Maeve was there and they're friends, and I botched that up, and she didn't want me to do it, and I still did it, and I don't know. I could talk about it all night, but
I mean, it is if he hadn't gotten in trouble, it would have been very hilarious. But apparently those his bosses aren't very comedic loving people.
no, no. Apparently, they're a real serious type. But I think I have a plan. So, if we have some downtime, you're welcome to come. I know we didn't really have our, Hermia badass fight pit kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. I went to the Raven Temple, Raven Queen Temple. That was pretty heavy stuff, like about sacrifice and whether or not I'm up for the challenge and having to face things alone, and that kind of put a damper on my whole let's kick ass kind of mentality.
Oh, yeah.
So I didn't really feel up for that afterwards, so I'm not upset.
Okay.
But yeah, I guess I have to feel I guess I've been thinking about this supposed challenge and sacrifice and what, if anything, I'll have to give up.
Yeah.
It just seems like a lot of responsibility for someone like me. Well, for anybody really.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Rouse said earlier, none of us are doing this alone. So, whatever, Maven Raven, whatever she needs from you, we're here for you.
Yeah, Rob said all I can do is kind of just wait until we're able to go to Vasselheim to actually see what this challenge is.
That's
I
fun.
I can just speculate all I want, but not gonna know until I guess she tells me.
Yeah. Well,
But I'm sure you're gonna figure out a way to patch things up. If my hometown wasn't so stuffy and so anti everybody, I could try to get him a job at our academy's archives, but they don't like
whoa.
anybody.
Oh. Well, the
I
plan I
mean,
have in
some of
mind.
them do people. Wait, who is her friend? Oh well, they're even iffy about other elves. So I
No,
mean,
yeah. He was
Halfling.
a little folk.
It's a
Yeah.
halfling.
And
there's some people that would be cool with it, but it's getting the high council to agree to it, which I really don't have any say or pull when it comes to that. Maybe one day, if I ever am forced into a stuffy marriage I don't want to be in, and that's one of the perks. I'll keep that in mind.
what do you mean force? They
Oh,
can't do that to you, right?
I mean, my parents seem to think they can.
Well, you can tell them, and I can say this because I'm a Lorest, that you are spoken for.
Yeah, is that right?
That is absolutely right.
I would hate to see you say that to them. I can only imagine
You
their
know
face.
what? You know what? I know that I'm on this path to stop being a little immature goofball, but I I'll talk to whoever that
I
makes you
would
feel that way.
fully give you my blessing to go all chaotic on their asses.
I mean, draw me a picture. I'll send them a dream. I will.
Well, they're not quite as big as sleeping as I am. They don't really sleep at all. Not even a
Oh,
little bit like Maeve does. They'll trance, I guess, but I once tried to sneak out while they were doing that, and yeah, it didn't work. Didn't even make it to the door before they're like, Hermia, get back to your room.
oh my gosh. I just had a great idea. Oh my god, oh my
Yes.
god. So whenever I reunite with my parents and get all my princely estate or whatever the hell it comes with, even if you get stuck with your family, we can marry and you and Roz can be all happy, And then I can be like, hey, I'm royalty, bitch. Leave Hermia alone, you know?
Yeah. I'm not sure if I mean, because for some reason, everybody from where I'm from thinks they're above, like, the Sealy and Unsealy court, whatever that fucking means. But, hey, I'd pay to see it. Can you imagine your mom and your dad just fucking laying it into my parents? That'd be hilarious.
Yeah. I mean, I
I
must have
know.
gotten this crazy.
Yeah, right? I imagine they're probably
Yeah.
just like you.
Yeah. Oh.
So the two of you continue on with your rest, wondering all the ways that you can use Corey's royalty and influence to prank and make Hermia's parents' life miserable. Leo and Leaf, was there anything pressing that the two of you wanted to potentially talk to one another about, or?
Do I still have the animals on me? Like, are
No,
they sleeping with me now? Okay.
When Amu came back, he took the log away from you, and they popped back over onto him.
Okay. And I don't have anything unless you have anything, Leaf.
Yeah, Leaf has something.
Okay. If it's apples, I swear to God.
No, it's
It is.
oranges this time.
It is.
Oranges, you could say.
You find Leaf meticulously tilling rows for planting of seeds. And Leaf goes over to Leo and says, This one is confused.
Why is that?
This one has a hyperfixation on trying to create, trying to this one knows that it messed up. It should have been the one that lost its arm. And yet all it can do is just focus on trying to make apples and trees. Why is this?
You're trying to get your mind off of your grief or your guilt. You're a lot more human than we thought. Like, that's genuine emotion, Leaf. Like, what you're feeling right now is something that, like, every living being goes through.
But it is illogical. How is creating apples and orchards going to solve the issue that someone very dear is irreparable? This one could be repaired. Rosalind could not be repaired.
Leaf, why does Hermia cry every time she's down? Why does Corey brood the way she does whenever she, quote unquote, messes up? Why does Roz run to the nearest tree and punch her problems away? Why does Maeve bottle up her emotions and wait until it explodes? We're all dealing with all of our own emotions the same way, in our own little different intricacies. Yours is just manifesting through what you know what to do. Like, you know how to mend problems with plants and animals, but you don't know how to mend problems with people. And that's something a lot of us haven't figured out either, Leaf. You're just going through the motions of grief. And I don't know if I can say anything to make that better, but I know talking about it makes it better for me, at least. And I know it helps a lot of us around here. So let's talk about those feelings, even if we can't logically fix them.
This one felt like it had 800 things it could have done to do before Roz ran in, after Roz ran in, while Roz ran in, and it did none of them.
I was right up next to her, and there wasn't anything I could do either. He teleported. He instantly took a hold of her, and other than an act of God, I don't think we would have actually saved her arm. Even if we knew the dangers, I don't think we would have saved her arm. It would just been someone else. So while I do believe we're all at fault here, I think it's a lesson that we need to learn to be more cautious about what we go into. We're all vulnerable in our own little ways. The best we can do is just learn from this experience. Leave.
This one believes that out of everyone here, this one can be repaired the easiest. So therefore, this one should be the one in the front.
That may be true, Leaf, but we should be moving past like trying to put the strongest in front. We need to think about our problems a little bit more strategically so we eliminate those variables. Does that make sense?
We need to do more research. We need to gather more intelligence before we strike.
And always prepare for the worst and start being a little bit more stealthy with our approach so we get the upper hand. So there are things we can do to mitigate this from happening again, and that's what we should be focusing on. And I know your little Appleseed adventure is noble and it gets your mind off things, but I think if we address this as a group, I think it would be better. Because I think everybody here is kind of shaken from Roz losing her arm.
I don't think Roz likes apples.
I mean, what kind of apples are you planting?
All right, so y'all talk about the different types of apples and what sort of fruit Roz might actually like as you continue your watch, and eventually the dawn breaks, and Amu and the Aromatons all bid farewell to you as you watch Amu cast transport or travel via plants or whatever. It's not called tree stride when that's what it should be called, is the point.
Yeah.
And
Travel with plants.
they disappear through the tree as it seals up behind you, and you begin your trek and your journey towards Gwardan.
Roz gets out her ratty garbage cloak of billowing that she has not worn since fucking Odessalo. And she kind of ties it off to the side and uses it to cover the missing
Hey,
limb.
hold on. That is a magic item. It is not ratty.
The DM specifically described it as being ratty and a piece of garbage.
Enchanted a ratty piece of garbage cloak.
Wow, whoever did that is a piece of shit.
To have billowing. It's the same person that sold the mask to Leo, or the head to Leo that then broke and is now just the mask.
Yep.
Wow. It was basically an old lady.
Yeah, she ties it off to be something to cover her missing limb.
And it begins to slowly billow even though there's no wind. So
She just shakes her head like,
it
oh
doesn't-
god, I
it
was so
doesn't-
cringe.
Yeah, it doesn't do a great job. Like if you're trying to hide the fact that you're missing, it doesn't do a great job because as it billows, you can clearly see like, oh, she doesn't like really have like a full arm under
There's
there,
no
does
armor.
she?
Yeah, no, it's just meant to hide like the stump.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Did anyone want to say anything to Amu or the Aromatons before they left?
Probably just wishing them well and
Mhm.
probably see you
No,
again,
fuck
Amu.
those guys.
Yep. Before he leaves, he does come up to you, Leaf, and reminds you once again. Remember that inside, there's a person as much as there is in anyone else.
Leaf will just hold its hand out and hold his shoulder and tap it, and then create a stick and hit him on the head.
Wow.
Make an attack roll.
I'm trying.
This is strength plus your proficiency.
What are we doing?
Can we roll for initiative now?
No, it's because Amma hit him in the head with
No.
a stick.
Yeah.
I know, I'm just joking.
That's why I said he's Rafiki.
Why
do you
is this
keep
not
staff of
rolling?
healing?
I'm just trying to. It says roll to hit. I'm trying to. Fuck it. I'll just roll over here.
Even the game is like, it's a staff of healing, you plebe. Stop using it to attack.
Okay.
No, inspiration. Inspiration. Fuck you. You don't get to do that on a 1. 13.
All right, you go and you swing at him, and his head retreats down into his shell, and you completely miss. And as he comes back up, maybe next time. And then you cast the spell, and him and the Aromatons leave. So you have 2 more days of traveling before you get to Gwardan. So we can go ahead and just kind of speed through that unless there was anything else that anyone wanted to bring up or discuss with anyone on the road.
I don't know if we have to
Corey.
roll. Oh, go ahead.
Corey is just going to punch Zahn in the shoulder. And
She goes, a lot of bugs out today.
Oh,
yeah, and I think I had a bug bite last night. It gave me some weird dreams.
And
You're
you
not
think I
too
used the
bad,
dream
Zahn.
spell on you?
Did you
No.
not?
I had to talk to Zenithal.
I don't believe
Are you serious?
Yes.
I retract my friendly punch.
Oh, is that what that was? A punch? Roz, if you get a chance here, Corey needs some lessons on how to properly punch.
Okay. All right. You know what? No more dreams for you for a week, Missy.
You don't want an insider or anything?
I was gonna say, yeah.
Do
Nope.
you need to?
Nope.
All right,
Even
cool.
Leaf laughs.
Corey's like, nope, I tried. I tried to stick my hand out and have peace, but no.
Chose violence.
All right.
I would have probably talked to my girlfriend at some point, but I don't know if we have to go through that right now.
What did you want to talk about?
I think she would. Well, she heard what she was talking with Rosalind about. I'm assuming, so she heard what happened.
Mm-hmm.
She I don't know. I think she would at least just kind of come up to her and just be like, just affirm that she heard what was happening and that she's sorry. She's in a dour mood.
She tells you that you are allowed to feel whatever feelings you want to feel. And that Rosalind, she may seem like mostly muscle, but she's got a good head on her shoulder too.
Damn.
And that she basically,
having
had nothing to add, but she does tell you to spend the next 2 days thinking about what you want to do to unwind in Gwardan, because you are choosing what they do for a night out.
I will. She kind of gets a little nervous. I am not usually known as the fun person, but I will try my best.
And she tells you it's a good chance to break that stereotype then.
did I visit Gwardan or did I skip it? I couldn't remember.
I think yeah, you would have had to have gone through Gwardan.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's no other like port cities for you to kind of make your way around or anything like that to get to Port Damali. So
I know I was confused as a Gwardan elf down south, but that
Mhm.
wasn't in Gwardan. That was when I got on a ship the first time. So okay, cool. Well, she will think about it, and she will thank her for that.
all right. Then with that, after 2 days' travel, you arrive in Gwardan. What music was I going to use? This'll work. And as you enter Gwardan, or as it comes into view, it is a beautifully rustic yet elegantly refined city of stained wood and gold that rises from the wind-swept tall grass fields and cultivated farmland. There are clustered trees of the chilly northern plains here, and the outer ring of the city that you see, called the Anoran's Ring, is comprised of numerous domed abodes of bowed lumber and carved bark where families make their homes. It's kind of a nice cross-section of the sort of rustic feel that you witnessed in Allfield, crossed with more elven architecture, except not up in trees like what you saw in Baisei Tile, and without, as much snow. The houses of the Saga City, from a prestigious region where 3 temples are built for worship, also provide a variety of advanced studies to a limited student body. There's the House of Enlightenment under Ayun, the House of Invention under Morden, and the House of Enchantment under Coralon. There's also the Cora Ring, which is the inner ring of Gwardan, where businesses are conducted between peddlers, merchants, craftsmen, and within that rings is the Ornatora, a massive tower of latticed wood spiraling upward like a crafted, leafless tree. Disc-like homes and chambers protrude from the tower at varying intervals, granting mostly the wealthy folk of the city a magnificent view. And the peaks of the tower house the Noldar, as well as the central meeting chambers where local political discussion takes place. And you can even see this tower from pretty far out as you are approaching. But as you get a little bit closer, what draws your attention, and probably specifically Maeve's, is you notice there are a bunch of tents and sort of ramshackle, hastily made structures that are built outside and dotting the perimeter and off to the east side of the entrance to Gwardan. And as you get closer, you begin to realize and notice that this seems to be a refugee camp of some sort, populated entirely by pallid elves.
Oh, fuck.
And that's where we'll go ahead and end tonight's session.